Hello YouTube, this is Dark Emissary 617, and I finally decided to get to my new video that I've been talking about for quite a while in a few videos. This is my Disney Rogues Gallery video that I've been non-stop talking about in quite a few vids. To start it off with, I'm gonna go show off Pete from Kingdom Hearts 2, his design from Kingdom Hearts 2. He's the reason I got these pops in the first place. At first I was not really into the whole idea. I just thought, it would be cool, but then I full on wanted to do it because Maleficent has a pop and now Pete has a pop. So I could finally fulfill the childhood dream of having the Disney Rogues Gallery together. I call it that personally. It's just the best of Disney's villains together in one form, in this case the pops. And I get to kind of play out those scenes from Kingdom Hearts, since, you know, Pete joined up with Maleficent in Kingdom Hearts 2, and he turned out very lovely. I love how this pop turned out. Like, there's no denying this is a cool pop. Yes, the paint was a little sloppy in quite a few of these, and kind of started out controversial because the paint jobs were sloppy. But in all honesty, Pete turned out pretty good. My Pete looks very nice. Also, here is the Toy Tokyo exclusive Maximilian from the highly obscurely lesser-known Disney film, Disney's The Black Hole. I got him mainly because I thought he looked cool, and with his cool cybernetic design, I kind of felt like it would be interesting to see if this was ever represented in Kingdom Hearts. After all, Kingdom Hearts has already had live-action universes with both Tron and Tron Legacy. And also, the Pirates of the Caribbean. That was the other one that they did in the universes, so it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to do that now. So, also, let's, here's King Candy. He's one of my oldest pops that I got, because he's one of the first pops that I saw that I really wanted. And I got him for a good deal, thankfully, because, he was getting really hard to get at the time when I found him online. And I really wanted him. And he was one of my favorite characters from Disney's Wreck-It Ralph, and I really like him a lot. Yes, I knew he was Turbo all along, but personally, I still thought he was a very cool villain. He has a very nicely detailed pop. People did complain, though, that Ralph was too short because he was a standard-sized pop, and it really should have been an oversized pop. I agree, he should have been. But King Candy's height is pretty good, and I do intend to get Turbo one day, because he goes for cheap still, so I want to get him sooner or later. And then there's Dr. Facilier from Princess and the Frog, a highly, highly underrated movie that I do recommend you watch, because Dr. Facilier was just so much fun. He was such a charismatic villain that I swear he could fit right in with the Disney villains from the past, like Jafar and Captain Hook. He could easily blend in just fine. He's a great villain. And had quite a dark demise in the film too, in all honesty. So yeah, he's gaining some value over time, and he's just so well detailed. Like, you see the suit, the hat, especially with the feather on top, and the skull and crossbones on his hat because he's a voodoo witch doctor villain. He was such a cool villain, and I do hope he gets represented in Kingdom Hearts one day. And then, of course, we got Tron's nemesis, Sark, from the original Tron film. He was an interesting villain in Kingdom Hearts 2. He worked with this super master computer guy who tried to de-res Sora, Donald, Goofy, and, of course, Tron. And while I don't remember much from the film, because it was quite a few years I saw it lately, he's still a nice-looking pop. And one thing I'm going to quickly say for the fun of it, I feel so bad for both Tron and Dr. Facilier. Little fun fact history. Apparently, from what I've heard, okay, Princess and the Frog did kind of bad in theaters. Like, it did good, but not as great as Disney wanted, because Princess and the Frog had a bit of a questionable title where they said princess on the title, so people thought it looked like a little girl's movie. Nobody wanted to really try that out because of it. Also the fact that sadly, yes, it was a hand-drawn film, and hand-drawn films are kind of being a bit frowned upon in theaters, and nobody really wants that, even though people do secretly. And of course, the biggest controversial reason. It came out 5 days before James Cameron's Avatar, the Avatar, so yeah, that movie kind of destroyed this one. As for Tron, well, coincidentally, Tron Legacy, the sequel to the long-awaited film for this original one, it came out a year after Avatar. And in the ways of kind of explaining it at a technical point of view, you could argue that basically Avatar did amazing in theaters. A year after, in 2010, Tron Legacy comes out. Disney sees that it didn't do that great compared to Avatar, and they kinda sorta may or may not have let that be the reason to cancel Tron's third movie and destroyed the cartoon Tron Uprising at the same time. So yeah, it's a very dark backstory on that. Also, there's a Captain Salazar from Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. I got him just because I actually liked him, and Pirates of the Caribbean has appeared in the Kingdom Hearts universe. I actually would not mind if Sora fought this guy. He actually is a pretty neat villain. I don't know if I would call him the best Pirates villain, but he was a pretty okay villain. Now you also have here Erekabeth from the sequel, Alice Through the Looking Glass, and the original Queen of Hearts. Now, again, you're probably gonna... Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Why do I have both here if they're the same character but in different universes? That's the thing. They're from different universes. Believe it or not, Kingdom Hearts has represented both Tron with in Kingdom Hearts 2 and Tron Legacy in, I believe, Birth by Sleep or in Dream Drop Distance. You can tell me in the comments below which one that is, but basically, they've shown different versions in the game series. So I debate whether or not they could actually do the live-action Alice universe in Kingdom Hearts. That would be kind of an interesting thing. I would like to see Sora have different views on this Queen of Hearts as opposed to the one that he's encountered before. And you can't deny, having Sora fight the Jabberwocky would be a pretty fun boss fight, I have to say. But overall, these were pretty neat looking pops. And also, Time isn't on this list, because I wanted to add Time to my Disney villains team, but he's not really a villain, so I don't count him. Now, let's also get a good look at Ursula from the Disney Villain Hot Topic exclusive 2-pack with her and Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil is not on the list, unfortunately, because my brother Darkon633 liked the Cruella de Vil pop, so I let him have her, and because of that, she's not on this list. But Ursula was still a very nice looking pop. I'm actually really happy that I got her, and she looks a lot better than the original version because the crown looks cool, and I love the fact she has the trident from King Triton. Even if it's extremely warped, and I don't like how that turned out, but still better than the Orko pop. You can watch the video to figure out why I was non-stop ranting about He-Man Orko's wand. And then there's good old Oogie Boogie from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Who doesn't love this guy? This burlap sack filled with bugs. Like, this guy was fun to watch in the movie. And then, of course, you got Gaston. Gaston was a great villain. Like, he has that cool, proud pose. The chin looks so good. He actually has it. And he just looks like Gaston. Now, the only thing I don't like, though, is that they didn't make the live-action version from the live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast. They did not make one from that film. I wish Funko did, because I love that Gaston a lot more than this one. This one had the personality. However, the psychological characteristics of Gaston in the live-action version, in my honest opinion, was far more intriguing than this one. He was just kind of your typical shallow, show-offy jock kind of villain. And now, down to the last three of my collection. You got Judge Doom from the Disney film Who Framed Roger Rabbit. People debate whether or not it's a Disney film. It is. And I kind of wish he would appear in Kingdom Hearts. He was a pretty cool villain. I like this guy a lot. He was actually quite scary to a lot of people, and he was quite a crazy lunatic. I'm so happy I got this pop, though, too, because I also got him quite late, and he was getting hard to get. I got him for a fair deal, and he's going for a lot now. In fact, he's actually my most valuable pop, according to Pop Price Guide. I hope to get some more villain pops down the line, but I'm happy I got Judge Doom, because he was a really cool villain I had to add to my team. And then, of course, the last two villains I added to my Disney Rogues gallery are villains from the cartoons. Now, some people have this really dumb mentality that I've never liked. Some people believe that the Disney villains, when people classify Disney villains, they only mention the movies. They don't talk about the cartoons. That honestly makes me mad, because the Disney villains in cartoons are not just as memorable, if not more memorable than villains, especially in current cartoons sometimes, but also, if they're such good, charming villains, why not classify them? I still think they're allowed a chance to be on the list, even if they're from the cartoons as opposed to movies. So I say no to that rule. I will put whatever villains I want as long as they're in Disney property. First off, we got the iconic villain from DuckTales, Magica De Spell. And I talked about her in my video, and she was a great pop. I'm happy how she turned out. She is a bit short compared to the others, but I think that's alright, because she is a duck, and I'm pretty sure she'd be shorter than everyone else logically. She looks very nice, though. I do like how that turned out. And she even has the crow on her wrist, and that's very neat. She just turned out, like, really cool. I do love this pop quite a lot, actually. She does have some trouble standing, though. And she did not come with a stand, unfortunately. But she's still fine, and she does stand up otherwise. And then, finally, I have arguably my favorite Disney villain currently, at least in pop form, Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls. Man, this guy was so awesome. Everything about him, I just love. I love the top hat. I love the bow tie, which looks like just two triangles on him. On the fact he's a pyramidal triangle. So, yeah, you can make a lot of Illuminati jokes if you want. I mean, people have actually called him an Illuminati thing. It doesn't help he's a demon. But he was a cool villain, man. I just love this guy so much. And the black eye on him actually is cool, because he does do menacing stuff like that all the time in the show, so it doesn't bother me at all. Now, for future pop lines, I would love to see get Disney villains made so I can add them to the list, or just simply pops I don't have yet. I hope that we, down the line... Well, actually, I'm going to go with the ones that I want first. I am missing a few villains on my list, obviously. I don't have Jafar for obvious reasons. It's an old pop, I can't find one anymore. And, unfortunately, my bro wants the Genie Jafar. So, unless they make another Jafar, maybe even the upcoming live-action remake, I'm not going to have Jafar on my team, unfortunately, which is a shame. Spoiler alert for this one, because this one's a current film that got released by Pixar, so if you don't want to hear the spoiler, definitely skip this small portion. I'm just going to say it quickly. I don't have the Disney villain from Disney Pixar's Coco, who's none other than Ernesto de la Cruz. I do want to get him eventually and add him to the list, because I thought he was a very cool and insanely conniving villain. I'm surprised they got away with it in a Disney film. Much less Pixar, nevertheless. And I also want to see some more pops that I would like to get down the line. Like, for the ones in the series I want them to make, oh boy, there's a lot I wouldn't mind seeing get pops, and I would love to get. I want some pops from Star versus the Forces of Evil, so we could get guys like Toffee and Ludo, and maybe even, what was her name? Eclipsa. I want a pop of her. She would be awesome. The highly misunderstood and unappreciated show Wanda over Yonder I would love to see, because I want Lord Dominator and Lord Hater. I would love to get pops of them. Maybe some others from the series, of course. But I doubt we're going to get that many of the other villains from the series. If they did, I would at least want Dominator and Lord Hater, and of course Commander Peepers, just to name a few. And there are so many others I could love to mention, but those are the ones that come on top of my head the most. Oh, and Hunchback of Notre Dame's Frollo. I would love a pop of him. He definitely needs to join the team. So overall, I hope you enjoyed the video. This has been my Disney Rogues Gallery video that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. So tell me, what are your favorite Disney villains or Pixar villains or anything like that? And what Disney villains do you want in Funko Pop form? Let me know in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed my video on that collection video. This is Dark Emissary 617 signing out.